consensus on the social media bill appears to be that the Senate needs to strike a balance between enacting laws to ensure decency and respecting free speech. Moving on, let's bring you a recap of some of the top legal stories from the courts.
We begin with the report that the appeal court has upheld the elections of some sitting senators and sacked some. The Court of Appeal sitting in Ilorin upheld the election of the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, as a senator representing Kwara Central. While the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja equally affirmed the election of the Senate Minority Leader, Senator Godswill Akpabio, representing Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District.
And in this case, the majority of those who signed.
In Ibadan, the Court of Appeal upturned the judgment of the National and State Assembly Petition Tribunal sitting in Abeokuta and upheld the return of Senator Buruji Kashamu, representing Ogun East Senatorial District. Meanwhile, the appeal court sitting in Enugu has nullified the return of Mrs. Uche Kunife, a senator representing Anambra Central Senatorial District. Justice Datijo Yahaya said the elections did not meet with the prescriptions of the Electoral Act and ordered a rerun to be conducted within 90 days. The Court of Appeal in Abuja also nullified the election of Senator George Thompson Sekibo, representing Rivers East Senatorial District. The appellate court, in a judgment on an appeal by one Andrew Uchendu and his party, the APC, overturned the decision of the Rivers State National Assembly Election Petition Tribunal and also ordered fresh elections within 90 days. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has fixed the 17th and 18th of February 2016 for the trial of the media proprietor of African Independent Television, Mr. Raymond Dokpesi. Justice Gabriel Kolawole fixed the date after Mr. Dokpesi pleaded not guilty to a 6-count charge preferred against him by the federal government. In count 1 of the charge, Mr. Dokpesi, Dar Communication and Holding Company Limited, are accused of receiving public funds to the tune of 2,120 million naira from the account of the Office of the National Security Advisor with the Central Bank for the funding of media activities for the 2015 presidential campaign of the People's Democratic Party, contrary to Section 58, subsection 4B of the Public Procurement Act 2007. The money was allegedly disbursed from funds earmarked for the procurement of arms for the fight against insurgency. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has opposed the application for bail, and Justice Kolawole has fixed ruling on the bail for Monday the 14th of December. In the meantime, Mr. Dokpesi will be remanded in the custody of the EFCC. Staying at the Federal High Court, Abuja, another judge, Justice Adeni Ademola, has fixed the 20th of January 2016 for the hearing of the preliminary objection and other applications pending in the case against the former National Security Advisor, Colonel Sambo Dasuki. The federal government filed the preliminary objection, urging the court to revoke the bail application earlier granted to the former NSA. The government also has another application seeking to stop the execution of the order of the court directing that the passport of the accused person be returned to him. The former NSA is facing charges of illegal possession of firearms preferred against him by the federal government, charges to which he has pleaded not guilty. The same judge, Justice Adeni Ademola, has adjourned till the 14th of December the case against the detained leader of the Independent People of Biafra, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. Mr. Kanu is challenging his continued detention by the Department of State Services despite an order of a magistrate court granting him bail since the 19th of October 2015. He wants the courts to set aside an earlier order of the court granting the DSS leave to detain him for 90 days pending the conclusion of ongoing investigations of terrorism and terrorism financing against him. The Biafra leader also wants the courts to admit him to bail and an order directing the DSS to comply with the orders of the Chief Magistrate Court, which earlier granted him bail on the 19th of October. After listening to these submissions, Justice Adeni adjourned to enable the lawyer to the federal government to respond to the application. And we round off with the report that the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos will on Monday the 14th of December give judgment in the suit filed by Stanbic IBTC Holdings plc against the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria. Justice Ibrahim Buba fixed the date after both parties filed and argued their written addresses before the court last Wednesday. FRCN had sanctioned Stanbic over its audited accounts for 2013-2014. It suspended the financial reporting numbers of the bank's chairman, Mr. Atedo Peterside, and its chief executive, Mrs. Shola David Bora, and also barred them from vouching for the integrity of any financial statements in Nigeria. FRCN based its sanctions on issues raised by the bank's minority shareholders to some regulatory agencies such as the National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion, NOTAP, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and the Central Bank of Nigeria. Stanbic IBTC has, however, contended, among other things, that the FRCN has no powers to dictate to a public interest entity the types of commercial agreements that it may enter into in the conduct of its business.